Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. If this is the very first time that you found my channel, yay, you're finally here. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. I so appreciate your support. Today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. This animated action comedy movie was released on July 15th, 2022, and is now available to stream online. It's rated PG and is an hour and 38 minutes, a fact that is mentioned several times in the movie. My movie review mom grade is a B plus. I've read a lot of negative reviews about this, but I actually really enjoyed it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny and interesting lines, and even some recommendations for other movies that I think you'll also like if you like this one. All right, so first, in a nutshell, a hard on his luck hound dog finds himself in a town full of cats who need a hero to defend them from a ruthless villain's evil plot to wipe their village off the map. With help from a reluctant teacher to train him, the determined underdog must assume the role of town samurai and team up with the villagers to save the day. The only problem, the villagers are cats who hate dogs. So the things that I really liked about this movie are, first of all, the fantastic voice talents, which include Michael Cera, Samuel L. Jackson, Ricky Gervais, George Takei, Asif Mandvi, Gabriel Iglesias, Jimon Hansu, and Michelle Yeoh. The movie also includes the voice and talents of the legendary Mel Brooks. He's also one of the executive producers. In fact, the original movie was going to be a remake of his popular movie Blazing Saddles by calling this one Blazing Samurai, giving the writers of that movie screen credits in this movie. Ultimately, it was decided to make this one more family friendly and an animation. Adults will get a kick out of all of his adult humor, which mostly will fly over the heads of kids. There were so many laugh out loud moments for me. The visual gags are just as hilarious as the spoken ones. And like I said, they all fly fast. Bear McCreary offers some fun original music. And the animation itself, I thought, was gorgeous to look at with some truly stunning landscapes and impressive details. And I love details in not only animation, but in all film, really. When characters break the fourth wall, and they do that a lot in this movie, I'm always amused. Now, maybe I shouldn't be, but I am. The movie definitely has an awareness of itself and also seems very entertained by itself. Maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Now, speaking of bad things, there were a few things that I didn't like or thought could have been done better. For example, the story feels like a blend, or some might say a ripoff, of several movies at the same time, such as Blazing Saddles, as I mentioned, but also Kung Fu Panda, and even The Three Amigos, which movie I absolutely love. And if you haven't seen The Three Amigos, you should check that one out too. Some visual jokes fly by so quickly that I wanted to hit pause many times so that I had enough time to really soak in everything that I was seeing on the screen. I didn't, though. That being said, not all of the jokes actually do land. It's pretty doggone predictable. Some of the jokes are dated and inappropriate for a kid's movie, in fact. For me, I quickly started losing interest in the tedious story details of Act One, but then something happened, and all of a sudden I started to really enjoy it in Act Two, and then by Act Three, I was sold. So I don't know what happened. I don't know. The name of the town, Cacamucho, sounds very Mel Brooks. In Spanish, it means a lot of poop. So, there's a lot of that type of humor. And speaking of that, here are some tips for parents. Lots of fart jokes, as expected for a kid's movie. But even some of the adult jokes are very lowbrow and infantile. You know what I mean? Some of the adult humor is also quite adult and inappropriate at times. I'm like, whoa, did they really want to put that in a kids movie? And then there's animated violence. So some of the themes that are illustrated very well are persistence, taking action on goals, friendship, working together, prejudice, power, believing in oneself, supporting others, and hard work. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines to give you kind of a feel or a taste for the movie. And so I have them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, so you can check them out there. But I'll share a couple of them with you right now. So in the funny lines, here's another line that totally sounds like Mel Brooks. In fact, he plays the Shogun and he says, "There's no business like Shogun business." And if you've watched Mel Brooks movies, you know, there's lots of humor like that. Then a funny line by spoken by Hank, who's played by Michael Cera, is when he says, "I had to cross impassable seas, unclimbable mountains, and really nasty midtown traffic." So there's this blend of this other world, you know, this world building place that they've created for us, mixed in with modern day sensibilities. And then another cute line spoken by Samuel L. Jackson, who plays Jimbo, is when he's talking to this little tiny cute little girl cat, and she's adorable. And he says, "The cuteness is strong with this one." And it is. And then another line that Hank says is, "You should know that I'm a highly trained, mostly trained warrior, skilled in the ways of karate and swordplay, as well as musical theater." All right. And then there's also some good wisdom in the movie. This is spoken by Sumo, and he says, "We are all the same, look different on the outside, but we can choose for ourselves what our insides look like." And I thought that's so true. I love that. I mean, we do look different on the outside as well, unless you're me, because I have an identical twin sister. I know, right? Two of me. Can you imagine? All right. And I'll give you one more interesting line. This is spoken by Jimbo. And he says, "I can make you a pizza, but I cannot make you into anything. That power is only within yourself." And so if you're a parent and you watch this with your kids, have some conversations about what kind of person do you want to be. You know, some people take a gap year to find themselves and hope that the universe is going to tell them, or you could spend that gap year becoming the person that you want to become. All right, before we go, let me give you a couple of recommendations for two movies I recently reviewed that I instantly thought of as I was watching this. One is called Chicken Hair and the Hamster of Darkness. And it's another one of these animal creature stories where there's someone who's trying to be something that nobody else thinks that he can be. And there's an adventure and a journey and adorable characters, animation, and humor. And then another one that just came out in theaters is called The Bad Guys. Also an animation, cute, with some good messages, surprising messages even. All right, that's it for my review. I hope that if you watch this movie that you laugh and you enjoy it like I did. And thank you again for supporting my channel by just simply subscribing and liking and commenting down below. All of those spread magical YouTube fairy dust all over my channel so that it can grow and people can find me. And speaking of finding me, tell all your friends to come on over here and check out what's happening on this YouTube channel. All right, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.